Have you ever truly paused to consider that gnawing feeling inside? That whisper of an emptiness despite all your achievements, all your possessions, all the noise of the world around you? It's a subtle, yet persistent ache, isn't it? A search, a relentless quest for something, peace, meaning, security, that always seems to be just beyond your grasp, like a mirage in a vast desert. We live in a world that constantly bombards us with promises, doesn't it? Promises of happiness found in the next big purchase, the next viral trend, the next fleeting moment of fame on a screen. But how often do those promises truly deliver? How often do they leave us feeling even more hollow, chasing the next illusion, trapped in a cycle of craving and disappointment? Think about it. One moment you feel stable, the next, the ground beneath your feet shifts. Global events, personal setbacks, unexpected challenges, they all contribute to a sense of profound instability that leaves many feeling adrift, without an anchor. Where do you turn when the structures you've built your life upon begin to crumble? When the conventional sources of comfort and security prove themselves to be unreliable, fragile, even temporary? This isn't just about financial security or social standing. This is about the security of your very soul, the foundation of your inner peace. Is there truly a place, a principle, a deep truth that can offer you an unshakable refuge? A source of unwavering strength that stands firm when everything else falters? What if I told you there exists an ancient secret, a profound wisdom, carefully preserved through centuries yet often overlooked in our hurried modern lives? It's a forgotten code, written not on stone tablets for a select few, but woven into the very fabric of human experience, resonating with the deepest longings of the heart. This code possesses an astonishing power. It's the power to shield your soul from the incessant clamor and chaos of the outside world, to guard your inner sanctuary. It's the power to bring a joy so genuine, so pure, that it transcends circumstances, a joy that isn't dependent on external validation or transient pleasures. And perhaps most astonishingly, it has the power to grant you an inheritance, a legacy so rich and so secure that nothing, no economic downturn, no personal loss, no unforeseen calamity, can ever steal it from you. An inheritance that truly lasts. Today, my friend, we are not simply going to read from an old book. We are going to embark on a profound journey, a personal exploration into the heart of Psalm 16. This isn't just another ancient text. Think of it as your own personal divine GPS, meticulously calibrated to guide you towards an unshakable life. A life not marked by the absence of storms, but by an unwavering peace within the storm. We're going to unpack its timeless verses, not through the lens of rigid dogma, but through a spiritual lens that reveals practical, deeply applicable truths for your everyday existence. Prepare yourself for a journey, an unfolding revelation that will challenge your assumptions, broaden your perspective, and ultimately, redefine everything you thought you knew about true security, authentic happiness, and your ultimate purpose in this vast universe. This conversation, this exploration we're about to undertake together, is far more than just a common sermon or a dry academic study. It is a decoding, a meticulous unraveling of profound wisdom, truths ready to be applied directly to the intricate tapestry of your life, ready to ignite a transformation from the inside out. Are you ready to discover the code for a life of unshakable joy and purpose? A life truly anchored in the eternal? Let's begin this remarkable discovery together, here and now. Now let's peel back another layer of this extraordinary wisdom. Many times when we approach ancient texts, especially something like a psalm, our minds immediately place it in a historical context, attributing its every word solely to the person who wrote it down, in this case, King David. And while David's journey, his triumphs, and his profound struggles are deeply inspiring, to confine Psalm 16 merely to his personal lament or his specific historical moment would be to miss its true power, its universal resonance. This psalm, my friend, is far more than just David's story. It is profoundly an expression of the universal human soul. It speaks to the yearning, the deep-seated need for stability and meaning that echoes within every single one of us, across all generations, regardless of our background or our beliefs. Think about our own world today. We are constantly taught almost from birth to seek security in external things, aren't we? In the relentless pursuit of money, in the accumulation of status, in the fleeting validation we receive from others, whether in person or through a screen. We chase careers, material possessions, social approval, believing that these things will finally bring us the lasting peace and fulfillment we crave. Yet how often do we find that even when we attain these things, the emptiness lingers? Or worse, when they are taken away, our entire sense of self, our very stability, crumbles with them. Psalm 16 emerges in this contemporary landscape as a powerful counterattack, a radical challenge to this conventional wisdom. It doesn't deny the importance of daily life, but it redirects our focus, recalibrates our understanding of what truly constitutes an unshakable foundation. It is not simply a historical cry from a king centuries ago. No, it is a mirror. It is a profound, almost startlingly clear mirror of the soul of each one of us who finds ourselves longing for an anchor in the midst of the swirling, often chaotic storms of modern existence. Do you recognize that longing? That feeling of being adrift, of searching for something solid to hold on to when everything else feels fluid and uncertain? That is the human soul, your soul, crying out for something eternal, something dependable. The ancient words of this psalm articulate that very yearning, giving voice to feelings that might otherwise remain unexpressed, unspoken, even unconscious within your own heart. So why is this particular psalm, these words penned millennia ago, even more relevant today than perhaps ever before? Because it directly confronts and addresses the silent existential crisis that so many individuals face in our hyper-connected, yet often profoundly isolating world. We are surrounded by information, by choices, by opportunities, yet there's an undercurrent of anxiety, a quiet desperation. This crisis isn't always loud. It rarely makes headlines. It's the subtle but pervasive search for true joy, for a happiness that isn't just a temporary high, and for a purpose that can genuinely resist the relentless erosion of time and circumstance. We accumulate, we consume, we distract ourselves, hoping to fill that void, to quiet that existential ache. But the answers, the lasting ones, always seem to elude us in the external world. Psalm 16, then, steps forward not as a relic of the past, but as a living guide, a timeless compass pointing us towards a different source of fulfillment. It invites us to look beyond the immediate, beyond the tangible, to discover a wellspring of joy and stability that is internal, spiritual, and utterly independent of the world's fluctuating fortunes. It offers an alternative narrative to the one constantly whispered by society, a narrative that centers on a deeper, more enduring reality. This isn't about escaping reality. It's about grounding ourselves in a truth so fundamental that it transforms our reality, giving us eyes to see the eternal within the temporal, and strength to stand firm when life's winds blow strongest. This psalm is a whisper from eternity, reminding us that there is indeed a true anchor, a purpose that will not fade, and a joy that runs deeper than any sorrow. Now, after understanding this universal human cry for meaning, for an anchor in the shifting sands of existence, let's turn our attention to the very first verses of Psalm 16, where the psalmist immediately offers us a profound, almost startling answer. He begins by declaring, "Guard me, O God, for in you I take refuge." And then, an even deeper truth emerges. "You are my Lord. I have no good apart from you." Take a moment with those words. Truly let them resonate. This isn't just a plea for protection, is it? It's a declaration of a radical kind of dependence, a complete surrender. Think about it this way. In our hyper-connected, tech-driven world, we constantly download applications onto our phones, onto our lives, don't we? Apps for productivity, for entertainment, for connecting with others, for news. We rely on them, believing they will enhance our lives, make us more efficient, more informed, happier. But imagine these worldly dependencies, our relentless pursuit of success, the craving for validation, the accumulation of possessions, the desperate need for popularity, as applications we've unknowingly installed onto the operating system of our souls. We launch them daily, pouring our energy into them, expecting them to fill us, to provide security, to deliver happiness. Yet for so many, they end up draining us, crashing unexpectedly, leaving us with error messages of anxiety, emptiness, and profound dissatisfaction. The Psalm 16, right from its opening lines, invites us into a revolutionary act: the conscious, deliberate uninstallation of those obsolete applications in our minds, in our hearts. It's a call to centralize everything, absolutely everything, in God. It's not about ignoring the world, it's about acknowledging that true refuge, the genuine source of our well-being, cannot be found in the fleeting promises of what the world offers. It's found in the unshakable nature of the divine. Why do we so often feel this persistent anxiety, even when our lives seem outwardly prosperous, when we have more than enough? Because our metaphorical security basket is often filled with things that are, by their very nature, perishable, things that can rust, decay, be stolen, or simply lose their value overnight. We invest our peace, our identity, our hope in fragile containers. The psalmist, with striking clarity, cuts through this illusion. "I have no good apart from you," he says. This isn't a statement of lack or deprivation. It is paradoxically a declaration of ultimate freedom. It's the profound realization that everything truly valuable, everything that genuinely nourishes and sustains the soul, originates from and is found within our connection to the divine. When we embrace this truth, the frantic pursuit of external goods loses its power over us. The societal pressure to conform, to achieve, to acquire, begins to fade into the background. This radical dependence, this active renunciation of lesser gods, liberates us from the tyranny of comparison, from the exhausting race for more, from the fear of not having enough. It shifts our focus from what we can gain to what we already possess in our relationship with the Creator. What does it mean practically to live as if you have no good apart from God? It means that your joy is not contingent on your bank account balance. Your peace is not dictated by the latest news cycle. Your worth is not defined by external approval. It means aligning your priorities, your actions, your very being with the source of all good. This isn't a passive stance. It is a powerful active choice, a daily realignment of our hearts, teaching us to invest our truest selves in the only wellspring that never runs dry. It is a profound declaration of where our true treasure lies, and in doing so, it protects that treasure from all the rust and moths and thieves that the world can throw at it. Now, after we've established the revolutionary idea of a radical dependence on God, understanding that true good stems from Him alone, a natural and beautiful truth emerges, often overlooked in our individualistic world. It's a truth found in the very next verse of this powerful psalm, a truth that expands our vision of a full, unshakable life. The psalmist declares, "As for the saints who are on the earth, they are the excellent ones, in whom is all my delight." Think about that for a moment. After proclaiming his absolute reliance on God, his next thought isn't about personal gain or isolated spiritual ecstasy, but about community, about people. This isn't just about finding refuge in God. It's about finding profound joy in the right relationships. In a world that constantly pushes us towards superficial connections, a world where the number of social media followers often trumps the depth of genuine friendship, Psalm 16 offers a countercultural truth: the strategic importance of curating your inner circle. It's not about having thousands of distant acquaintances, it's about having a select few, those excellent ones, who genuinely uplift your spirit, challenge you to grow, and truly share in your delight. This is about quality over sheer quantity, about intentionality in who you allow into the sacred space of your heart and mind. Have you ever considered the profound impact your closest relationships have on your spiritual journey, on your inner peace? It's immense, isn't it? It's an undeniable paradox of our time. We are more connected than ever before, literally a click away from millions, yet the silent epidemic of loneliness continues to spread like wildfire. Why is that? Because we've often traded depth for breadth. We've become accustomed to the rapid-fire, often shallow interactions of the digital world, confusing constant communication with genuine companionship. We scroll through highlight reels of others' lives, often feeling more inadequate or isolated than truly connected. The Salmo 16 emerges here as a vital antidote to this virtual isolation. It reminds us that true human flourishing isn't found in a digital crowd, but in the nurturing soil of authentic, God-centered relationships. It's a profound invitation to invest not just in any relationships, but specifically in those excellent ones, those who reflect God's heart and help you grow closer to Him. So, how do we identify and cultivate this strategic community, these excellent ones, in whom the psalmist finds such delight? It's not about finding perfect people, for perfection is an illusion. Rather, it's about discerning those whose hearts are genuinely turned towards God, those who are striving to live lives of integrity, compassion, and purpose. They are the ones who don't just celebrate your successes, but also stand with you in your struggles. They are the ones who speak truth into your life even when it's uncomfortable, always with love. They are the people whose presence inspires you, whose faith encourages yours, and whose pursuit of God ignites a similar passion within you. Cultivating such relationships demands intentionality. It means setting aside time, being vulnerable, offering grace, and sometimes making difficult choices about who you allow to influence your most intimate thoughts and feelings. It means actively seeking out environments where such individuals gather, whether in a faith community, a small group, or even through shared endeavors rooted in Christian values. Neglecting this vital aspect of community is like trying to brave a storm alone when there's a strong, well-built shelter nearby. Without the support, the encouragement, the shared wisdom of these excellent ones, our spiritual journey can feel far more arduous, far more susceptible to doubt and despair. They are the cheerleaders, the accountability partners, the fellow travelers who remind us of the path when we lose our way, and who celebrate with us when we reach new milestones. They are a tangible expression of God's grace in our lives, a living testament to His goodness. This profound connection, this intentional belonging, is not merely a social nicety, it is a foundational pillar for an unshakable life, one that prepares our hearts and minds to truly comprehend the astounding reality of the invisible inheritance that awaits us, a subject we will delve into next. Having discussed the vital role of intentional community and the powerful act of radical dependence, we now arrive at a truly breathtaking revelation within Psalm 16, a truth so profound it has the power to transform your entire perspective on life. The psalmist declares with conviction, "The Lord is the portion of my inheritance and of my cup. You maintain my lot. The lines have fallen to me in pleasant places. Yes, I have a beautiful inheritance." Stop for a moment and truly ponder those words. In a world obsessed with legacy, with what we leave behind, with accumulating wealth, property, or fame, the psalmist points us towards an entirely different kind of inheritance. It's not about future promises only, but about a profound and often overlooked discovery of an inheritance already present. This psalm invites us to become cartographers of our own souls, to map out and profoundly value the spiritual and intangible boundaries, the portions that have already been allotted to us, but which we so often disregard in our relentless pursuit of what we think we lack. Think about the world's relentless focus on financial balance sheets. We're constantly bombarded with messages about what we should have, what we need to acquire, what our net worth must be to feel successful or secure. This external material accounting often leaves us feeling perpetually insufficient, forever chasing the next benchmark. Yet Psalm 16 calls us to perform an entirely different kind of balance sheet, an accounting of the soul. It urges us to ask ourselves with deep introspection, what are your true devises, those spiritual boundaries and portions that cannot be taxed, cannot be devalued by market fluctuations, and cannot under any circumstances be stolen? Consider this: your faith, that quiet confidence in the unseen, your purpose, the unique calling woven into the very fabric of your being, your inner peace, that profound tranquility that can endure external turmoil, your relationship with your Creator, a bond that transcends all earthly limitations. These, my friend, are not abstract concepts. They are the tangible, living, breathing components of an inheritance so precious, so unassailable, that it dwarfs any material possession. The psalmist says, "The lines have fallen to me in pleasant places. Yes, I have a beautiful inheritance." This isn't just wishful thinking. It's a declaration of a present reality. He is not talking about a future inheritance he hopes to receive, but one he already possesses and actively cherishes. This shift in perspective is nothing short of revolutionary. It moves us from a mindset of scarcity, always feeling like we need more, to a mindset of profound abundance, recognizing the immeasurable wealth already bestowed upon us. This is the power of active gratitude. It's not a passive emotion. It's a deliberate choice, an intentional reorientation of our hearts and minds to acknowledge and celebrate these invisible, yet deeply real treasures. When you truly grasp that your peace, your purpose, your relationship with God are your inheritance, an inheritance more beautiful and enduring than any earthly estate, a deep contentment begins to bloom within you. This contentment isn't dependent on the rising and falling tides of external circumstances. It's a wellspring within, constant and refreshing. This understanding liberates us from the endless cycles of striving and comparison. It frees us from the fear of loss, because the most valuable parts of our inheritance are impervious to market crashes, to theft, to disease, or to any human failing. It empowers us to live with a quiet confidence, knowing that our true riches are secure, maintained by the very hand of God. This profound realization, this soul accounting, is not an escape from responsibility or from engaging with the world. On the contrary, it provides the solid ground, the secure foundation, from which we can then fearlessly and joyfully engage with all aspects of life, knowing that our ultimate security rests in something eternal. It is this profound truth of an invisible, unstealable inheritance that prepares our hearts to fully embrace the next profound truth revealed in this psalm: the inner guidance, the divine GPS that leads us directly to a joy that is not merely temporary, but eternal. After we have truly grasped the revolutionary truth of our invisible and unstealable inheritance, the Psalm 16 guides us even further, leading us to the pinnacle of this incredible journey towards an unshakable life. It reveals the profound reality of an inner guidance system, a divine GPS, that directs us towards a joy far beyond anything the world can offer. Listen to these powerful words from verses 7 through 11. I will bless the Lord who has counseled me. Indeed, my mind instructs me in the night. I have set the Lord always before me. Because he is at my right hand, I will not be shaken. Therefore my heart is glad, and my glory rejoices. My flesh also will dwell securely. For you will not abandon my soul to Sheol. You will not allow your Holy One to undergo decay. You will make known to me the path of life. In your presence there is fullness of joy. In your right hand there are pleasures forevermore. This section isn't just about receiving advice from above. It's about activating an internal guidance system that is constantly being calibrated and synchronized with the divine will. Think of it like this. Your car has a GPS, right? It tells you where to go, warns you about traffic, and recalculates if you make a wrong turn. But imagine a GPS that's not only external, beaming signals from satellites, but also internal, integrated directly into your very being, whispering directions, offering counsel, and even correcting your course in the quiet of the night when your mind is most open to reflection. My mind instructs me in the night, the psalmist says. This isn't just random thoughts, it's the Holy Spirit, the Spirit of God residing within you, whispering wisdom, aligning your thoughts with His perfect will. It's an ongoing, intimate conversation, a continuous calibration of your inner compass. How often do we silence this inner voice with noise, with distractions, with the endless chatter of the world? This psalm reminds us to quiet ourselves, to listen, to trust this profound internal counsel. The secret to not being shaken, to remaining steadfast amidst life's inevitable tremors, is then revealed. I have set the Lord always before me. This phrase, set the Lord always before me, is not a passive contemplation. It's an active, intentional decision to make God your primary focus, the constant North Star of your life. It's about living with a pervasive awareness of His presence, weaving Him into every thought, every decision, every interaction. In our fast-paced lives filled with endless to-do lists and urgent demands, how do we practically maintain this constant awareness? It's not about achieving some mystical state of perfection. It's about intentionality, Small, consistent practices, a brief moment of prayer before starting your day, acknowledging His presence during a difficult meeting, offering a silent thank you for a simple blessing, turning to His Word for guidance in moments of confusion. These tiny daily acts accumulate, transforming your routine into a continuous act of worship and connection. They are the micro adjustments that keep your internal GPS perfectly synchronized, ensuring you are always on the path of life. And what is the ultimate destination of this path? What is the profound promise that culminates this psalm? It is nothing less than the fullness of joy and pleasures forevermore. This isn't the fleeting happiness that depends on external circumstances, the joy of a new purchase, a successful project, or a pleasant experience. That kind of happiness is fragile. It comes and goes with the winds of fortune. The joy spoken of in Psalm 16 is profoundly different. It is a plenitude, a complete and overflowing joy that originates from being in God's presence. It is a deep-seated, abiding delight that remains even when circumstances are challenging. A wellspring that never runs dry because its source is eternal. Think of it. In your presence there is fullness of joy. This isn't a future promise. It's a present reality that is always available. It's about cultivating a relationship so intimate, so close, that merely being aware of His presence floods your soul with joy. It's the joy of knowing you are loved unconditionally, that you are perfectly known, that your ultimate future is secure, and that every step of your life is guided by a loving Father. And beyond this fullness of joy, the psalmist speaks of pleasures forevermore at God's right hand. This points to an eternal dimension, a future that is not merely endless, but rich with delight, purpose, and relationship. It confirms that the journey we embark on in this life, guided by His GPS, culminates in an eternal existence of pure and unadulterated joy. This is the profound difference between chasing the world's fleeting pleasures and embracing the eternal delights found only in Him. This joy, this peace, this security, isn't something we earn. It's a gift freely given in His presence, accessible to all who choose to set Him always before them. It is the ultimate freedom from anxiety, the ultimate fulfillment of purpose, the ultimate inheritance. Type 1 to write the next topic, or type the changes you want. Have you ever truly paused to consider that gnawing feeling inside? That whisper of an emptiness despite all your achievements, all your possessions, all the noise of the world around you? It's a subtle, yet persistent ache, isn't it? A search, a relentless quest for something, peace, meaning, security, that always seems to be just beyond your grasp, like a mirage in a vast desert. We live in a world that constantly bombards us with promises, doesn't it? Promises of happiness found in the next big purchase, the next viral trend, the next fleeting moment of fame on a screen. But how often do those promises truly deliver? How often do they leave us feeling even more hollow, chasing the next illusion, trapped in a cycle of craving and disappointment? Think about it. One moment you feel stable, the next, the ground beneath your feet shifts. Global events, personal setbacks, unexpected challenges, they all contribute to a sense of profound instability that leaves many feeling adrift, without an anchor. Where do you turn when the structures you've built your life upon begin to crumble? When the conventional sources of comfort and security prove themselves to be unreliable, fragile, even temporary? This isn't just about financial security or social standing. This is about the security of your very soul, the foundation of your inner peace. Is there truly a place, a principle, a deep truth that can offer you an unshakable refuge? A source of unwavering strength that stands firm when everything else falters? What if I told you there exists an ancient secret, a profound wisdom, carefully preserved through centuries yet often overlooked in our hurried modern lives? It's a forgotten code, written not on stone tablets for a select few, but woven into the very fabric of human experience, resonating with the deepest longings of the heart. This code possesses an astonishing power. It's the power to shield your soul from the incessant clamor and chaos of the outside world, to guard your inner sanctuary. It's the power to bring a joy so genuine, so pure, that it transcends circumstances. a joy that isn't dependent on external validation or transient pleasures. And perhaps most astonishingly, it has the power to grant you an inheritance, a legacy so rich and so secure that nothing, no economic downturn, no personal loss, no unforeseen calamity, can ever steal it from you. An inheritance that truly lasts. Today, my friend, we are not simply going to read from an old book. We are going to embark on a profound journey, a personal exploration into the heart of Psalm 16. This isn't just another ancient text. Think of it as your own personal divine GPS, meticulously calibrated to guide you towards an unshakable life. A life not marked by the absence of storms, but by an unwavering peace within the storm. We're going to unpack its timeless verses, not through the lens of rigid dogma, but through a spiritual lens that reveals practical, deeply applicable truths for your everyday existence. Prepare yourself for a journey, an unfolding revelation that will challenge your assumptions, broaden your perspective, and ultimately, redefine everything you thought you knew about true security, authentic happiness, and your ultimate purpose in this vast universe. This conversation, this exploration we're about to undertake together, is far more than just a common sermon or a dry academic study. It is a decoding, a meticulous unraveling of profound wisdom, truths ready to be applied directly to the intricate tapestry of your life, ready to ignite a transformation from the inside out. Are you ready to discover the code for a life of unshakable joy and purpose? A life truly anchored in the eternal? Let's begin this remarkable discovery together, here and now. Finally, we arrive at the culmination of our journey through Psalm 16, this ancient code for an unshakable life. We've traversed profound truths, peeling back layers of wisdom applicable to every fiber of our modern existence. We began by acknowledging that universal ache for meaning and stability, recognizing the world's empty promises, and then diving headfirst into the radical dependence that grounds us. Understanding that all true good flows from God alone, we then explored the critical importance of strategically curating our inner circle, discerning those excellent ones who build us up, providing an essential antidote to the pervasive loneliness of our digital age. From there, our eyes were opened to the astonishing reality of an invisible, unstealable inheritance, a profound spiritual wealth that already belongs to us, far transcending any material possession. And just now, we delved into the profound truth of an internal divine GPS, a constant counsel guiding us toward a fullness of joy that is eternal and unwavering. Now, with these powerful revelations illuminated, the question isn't just about understanding, it's about application. It's about taking these timeless principles and weaving them into the fabric of your daily life, transforming knowledge into lived experience. This isn't merely an academic exercise. It's an invitation to a life of profound peace and purpose. So let me ask you, my friend, as we stand at this threshold, what is your very next step? Which of these codes from Psalm 16 resonates most deeply with you right now, beckoning you to engage with it in a fresh, intentional way? Consider this. After our discussion on radical dependence, are there any obsolete applications you need to consciously uninstall from the operating system of your soul today? Perhaps it's the constant need for external validation, the incessant pursuit of financial metrics as the sole measure of success, or the relentless striving for things that ultimately leave you feeling empty. What might it look like to actively choose to centralize God in that specific area, releasing your grip on what you've come to depend on in His stead? And thinking about the strategic community, that vital curation of your inner circle, is there a particular relationship you need to invest more deeply in? Someone who truly aligns with the excellent one's principle? Or perhaps a relationship you need to respectfully distance yourself from, recognizing its draining influence? How can you more intentionally seek out and cultivate those relationships that truly nourish your spirit and fortify your faith? Reflecting on your invisible inheritance, that profound spiritual wealth, what are those intangible divisions? Your faith, your peace, your purpose, your direct connection to the Creator, that you have perhaps overlooked or undervalued? What does it look like to truly engage in an accounting of the soul, recognizing and celebrating the immense riches you already possess, rather than chasing after what the world insists you lack. How can you practice active gratitude for these spiritual treasures, allowing that thankfulness to transform your perspective and deepen your contentment? And finally, as we discuss the internal divine GPS, how can you more consistently, more intentionally, set the Lord always before you? What small, practical adjustments can you make in your daily routine to foster that continuous awareness of His presence, allowing His quiet counsel to guide your thoughts and decisions, especially in those moments of nighttime reflection? The journey into an unshakable life, grounded in the truths of Psalm 16, is not a sprint. It's a lifelong pilgrimage, but every great journey begins with a single intentional step. I invite you, I truly encourage you, to share in the comments below. Which part of Psalm 16, which code or pillar, resonated most powerfully with your heart today? And more importantly, what is one practical commitment, one small but significant action, you will take this week to apply this timeless wisdom to your life? Your reflections can be a source of encouragement and inspiration for others on this shared path. Remember this, my dear friend. An unshakable life is not the absence of problems or challenges. Life will always have its storms. Rather, it is the profound, liberating presence of God within those storms. In His presence, there truly is a fullness of joy, a wellspring of delight that nothing can diminish. May your journey be continually guided by this ancient, yet ever-fresh, ancestral code. May you walk in the blessed assurance of His presence, experiencing that deep, abiding joy that transcends all understanding. May your life be a living testament to the power of Psalm 16. Until next time, may you be blessed in every step of your path.